So welcome all of you to the Values Workshop 99 on Serenity. And as always, before we begin, pertaining to this value, serenity, let's really try to explore the serenity within the soul. What is it to be occupied in this serene space of me, the energy? What is it to be in harmony with the serenity outside in nature? And also, can I be serene at the workplace amidst the chaos and conflict all around the place? And amidst all the chaos and conflict, can I still manage to experience the serene space inside me, which is always there with me? So with these few thoughts, let's begin the workshop. And as always, thank you to the participants. Thank you to the interpreters and the recorders, and our very dear facilitators today, Sister Anu and Sister Priya. So welcome all of you. And we'll be having one of our senior Rajogi sisters, who's a famous singer, soon after 1 hour of the workshop. And as you know, we are not having a talk first this time because of some travel plans of Sister Santosh from Russia. So we are having the workshop instead. So let's begin. As always, we begin with the icebreaker video, slightly longer one. I will project it and then see what insights we have. It's a very self-explanatory video from the Brahma Kumaris. And let me tell you, it's from the Shanti Sarovar, Hyderabad. So you see and enjoy and see what insights related to serenity you get. Take a few minutes and share some quick chat box sharings. Anything from the video which you feel was worth noting? It was actually a quite self-explanatory video, and everything was taught by the BK sister in the end. So if there are no responses, we could just, so we'll just take one. Thank you. Okay. Okay, is my volume very low? I'll just go up. I hope it's fine now. Yes, Sorena Bain is saying mindfulness. Nisha Bain is saying lovely and inspired video and eye opener. Right. A few would be helpful. Am I audible clearly? Okay, good. So people, you all have to raise your volume in the systems, maybe. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. Shiksha Bain is saying that was the takeaway from here. Pace, pause, and peace. And let me tell you, we are having a project in the Africas. Vedanti Didi is the head of all the Africas. It is Pause for Peace. That was the program which was going on for quite a long time. Real Bain is saying pause. And Garima sister is saying pausing to realize our true self. Wonderful. So let's move on to the first activity, and thank you for your shares. Over to you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj brother. Michael brother says, present in the moment, live your life. Beautiful video. So from pace to pause to peace. So today we are exploring serenity, that deep, peaceful experience that we all long for. So I'm sure that's what the video was explaining, that we don't like rush and stress, but we really love the peace, serenity. So it's great to explore that value. So the very first exercise to jump into this exploration to find that serene space that we hold within. So we'll begin with that. My serene space. For that, let's take a minute to visualize a place. It can be in the nature or at home where you would like to spend your time. That is serene place that makes you feel peaceful deep within. Anyway, today's workshop will take us through understanding and experiencing serenity. Let's visualize a serene place in nature or at home, wherever, where you would like to spend your time. And then let's reflect on what is it that makes that serene space so unique for you. What is that? We find the reasons, we find again reasons that why that place makes me serene. So let's take a minute to reflect on it and then let's share. So be creative, find that space that you always go to, you love to spend your time in. I hope you all have found that place that can be in the nature or at home where you would like to love to spend your time. What makes that so unique? We would love to hear from you. So if you can unmute and speak, sharing gives so much inspiration to others. You would like to share that other inspiration or feel the serenity of your space.
Shanti, and thanks so much for all this workshop. I like so much. No, for me, I mean, it can be so many places, but as I am a spiritual student, I like so much every morning, to take a spiritual text, study, reflect, understand, because it gives me the sense of being much more me, you know. And so it's an inner experience based on, it's not just the place, but the place participate to the facility and the experience. So this is what I can say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the space where you experience and that spiritual essence you experience while in the gathering or in presence of the divine.
Yeah, it's a big, also because the reflection using the intellect to understand something deeper and the feeling that I am much more present to myself, because the intellect is working to something which is the essence of life, which is the soul.
Mm-hmm. Right. So the space of reflection. So taking time, spending time with myself and.
But yeah, but my desk, where in my room, the desk, this will be the place, that obviously because I cannot do in the street, even in the garden, it will not be the same. I love nature, obviously, but it will not be the same, for studying.
there you go. So you love reflection in your intellect, the study, and so it's your room on your desk. Thank you so much, Michael, brother. Yeah. Anyone else who would like to unmute and speak at their serene space? Gulden says serenity should be in our mind and our thoughts. If there are too many unnecessary things, our mind, we can never have serenity. Right? Focus on something uplifting, something that is a senseful truth, real, that will make us experience serenity. Ita Jumani says, understand and accept your life and love what you do, make changes if you want, and most importantly, know who you are and trust. Maybe that is from the icebreaker video sharing. So we are now looking at the serene space that we love to spend our time that makes us feel serene. So maybe we can explore on that and share. Shika says it helps me to realize, like, again, take a pause, understand your thoughts and check and change. Brother Manoj says, my bedroom with the corner where I sit for early morning meditation. The uniqueness is the vibes it gives. Very important to connect both that why, what is the uniqueness, why, what is there, so that makes you serene. Thank you, Brother Manoj. So Gita Jumani again says, almost every room in my house, especially my bedroom and study room where I read and meditate. Again, the vibration, very, very elevated. B.K. Rehna says, meditation rooms and the Tower of Peace at Pandav Bhavan, that is our headquarters of Brahmakumari's Pandav Bhavan, the Tower of Peace. Thank you, Rehna sister. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just think of that space. Yes.
What are you talking about?
Fatma, sister, are you going to share your serene space at your home or in nature? We are talking about that.
Oh, I just came now and I haven't heard what you're talking about.
Take a minute, maybe.
Okay.
We are reflecting on that. So if you'd like to share.
Sorry.
No problem. And I know there are many in the chat. Anyone else would like to share?
Om Shanti sister. So my place, I feel more comfortable before the waterfalls through my visualization, as well as before the ocean with myself alone, enjoying that solitude, and going in a boat in a peace river. So where also I feel so, in meditation also I used to visualize all these. At times nowadays, but I feel the place in Sukshma Vadan, sitting in the lap of Baba. So Baba hugging me so closely and feeling myself as a small child. And Baba is hugging me. That scene in my mind creates a deep impression. And that feel gives me more serene. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, you found few places in the nature, waterfall, boat in a boat in the river, even ocean. You visualize during meditation those places and you feel serene, and also in meditation, being in the subtle world, as we say, close to the divine. Thank you so much, Kartika. Anyone else would like to share? I know there are a few on the chart. Dr. Sangeeta says, I am blessed to have my home surrounded by forest. And in my house, I feel serenity in my study room with complete silence. Study room is the winner. Bedroom, we have our study space in our room, right? All our meditators are connected with studying spirituality or connected in silence, in meditation with the divine. So B.K. Lekhraj says nature, bank of sea, river, and Baba's kamra. That is the room, Baba's room. Also, again, we have in Pandav Bhavan, Mount Abu. A beautiful place to feel serene. Kavita says, I have a meditation room. Doing regular meditation creates very powerful vibrations. Manjeet says, it would be nice to spend our time in a quiet place, that is in a bedroom where you can study successfully. Beautiful. Again, bedroom and study. It's, what is that? Cave of the mind or the soul. And you meditate and you experience the serenity. Thank you so much. Wonderful sharings and a very great start. Let's go deeper into understanding serenity and experiencing and being more clear that how we can experience serenity more often. So I think now I would ask Deepak Bhai to share whatever he has noted down. In the meantime, I can also read. Nisha says, I feel serenity when I am calm, peaceful, and to stay calm in any situation. So beautiful sharings, as you can see, more we are inclined to meditation, that silence time, our silent space, our bedroom, study rooms, visualizing the nature, experiencing closeness to the divine. So you will all be receiving all these sharings in our review materials. So yeah, then also take a closer look and yeah, let's go deeper into serenity. Thank you, Deepak Bhai, and I'll hand over to Manoj.
So thank you so much. Let's move into this serene space. So as all of you have been discussing about the serene space outside, externally, let's try to, in the meditation for next few minutes, explore this inner space within which we have. So let's begin. And taking a few deep breaths in and out, we relax our physical body. And as we do so, our mind also starts relaxing. Relax your mind. Relax. You will see that as your mind starts relaxing, the speed of your thoughts, the pace of your thoughts also starts decreasing. And as we go inner, deeper and deeper inside, we can experience this serene space inside. It's a space within the soul, which is so stable and silent. And let us touch this aspect of the soul. And experience the serenity within. You can see how automatically your thoughts started slowing down to such an extent that you now only have one thought. I am a peaceful and serene being. Experience the inner serenity, which is my true nature, my original nature. And just as I, the soul, am originally full of serenity, similarly, the Supreme Being, the Supreme Energy, is the ocean of serenity. The moment I connect with that source of serenity, I begin to dive deep and deeper into this beautiful silence, which is my true nature. And the more and more I try to spend time in this serene space within, I find myself so light and calm. And I begin to heal myself, getting rid of all the worries and stresses outside. Because I am a serene being. And as we gradually come back to the next two exercises, let's try to explore what are the benefits practicing serenity, and also what is it that I can do at my workplace to maintain the serenity within. So let's stop sharing the screen and go to Sister Priya for the next chapter. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Manoj, for taking us through such a powerful meditation. And now, since we have all experienced serenity in meditation, let's reflect on what are the benefits of becoming serene and experiencing serenity. I'll share my screen. A moment to think about what are the benefits of practicing serenity. You can think of benefits that you can get at physical level, mental level, social and spiritual level. Just take a moment to reflect on the benefits of practicing serenity. Another moment. You can write and jot down your reflection. Okay. So we can have the sharing. If anybody would like to share, please unmute. Yes, Rena, please go ahead.
Okay. I think when we're dependent upon an external environment like a nature or the meditation room or our personal room or anyone, when we're dependent on an external environment, what comes to us, I think that is tranquility. So actual serenity is when we are able to stay calm even during the calm outside, and even if it is a chaos outside. That is the real sense of serenity, I think. So the benefits is immense. Okay, like if I will be able to remain serene if I have that acceptance of everyone and every situation. And my health will definitely increase. My resilience in facing problems will increase, and there will be a balance. Socially, if I am accepting towards others, then definitely socially my acceptance level will also increase. And then the inner peace will help me do a better work, or do whatever work I'm doing right now, I can do it in a better way. So that is very similar to the karmatit stage that Baba says, that you can do much more work than you're currently doing if you're at inner peace. Okay, that is what I think.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So acceptance, bringing resilience into yourself, and then it also improves your acceptance with the social, with the people that are there around you, and improves your focus, and you can achieve much more than what you normally do. Wonderful. Is there anybody else who would like to share? Please unmute.
Yeah, I'm Shanti.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I think if we really want to understand the benefit of serenity, we have to understand that, oh, I have achieved it. Because serenity is not something which is there. It's the product of dealing with a situation where I have found solution with righteousness, honesty, with my inner power. And so I have the achievement of all of that with my serenity. So now I understand that everything is possible for me if I really serene, because as I have done so much before to achieve my serenity, why not in the future even more, So as someone will say, yes, I can, Then as the sister says socially, I will be easy, I will communicate with facility, I will be friendly, because nothing is disturbing me because of the inner strength achieved, with all the solution I have get, for event and problems and whatever you may think, and the power will be with me also with that serenity. So, I mean, the benefit and the quality with serenity are just immense, because it's much more than peace. Peace is just the soul which is already there. Serenity is what is there no matter what is happening, because I have conquered everything already. So serenity is the movement of peace. It's not just peace. Peace is something stable, but serenity is the movement of peace, I will say.
Wonderful. So you made the difference between what the serenity is and what peace is. So probably serenity is something which is peace in action. So the benefits of serenity, being serene, just noting a few down helps us to clear our mind regarding the benefits so that we can develop and practice it more. Is there anybody else who would like to share? Please unmute. We would like to hear, since sharing with each other helps us grow. So, please go ahead, Sangeeta.
Yes, so what I have observed, because of serenity, my impulsiveness in my reaction has decreased a lot. Because of this, I'm able to judge more or choose what my reactions. My reactions are not impulsive anymore because of serenity.
Wonderful. So it helps you to give you a pause or a perspective to respond to situations. Yeah, wonderful. Is there anybody else who would like to share? Anyone who would like to unmute?
Yeah, so we are very fortunate that we have Sister Elizabeth who's already joined us since last 10 minutes. I can see her. So if you all have any questions also, please note it down because she's an experienced Raj Yogi practicing meditation for 40 years. We are very fortunate to have her for the entire workshop as well. So you can please ask your direct questions to her as well and also write in the chat box. Over to you, Sister Priya. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to share the benefits that you find in practicing serenity? Okay, meanwhile, I'll read a few sharings in the chat box. Joanne says physical benefit is the person feels more relaxed. Mental benefit is you have more clarity. Social benefit is that you feel more at ease and more confident when you are there with people. And spiritual benefit is getting closer to Baba, which means the Supreme, and learning from him and keeping your intellect open. Wonderful. Brijpal Malhotra says, at physical level, the benefit is to live in harmony and be humble. At mental level, it is the mind is devoid of any waste thoughts. You purify yourself when you're serene. At the level of spirituality, once you are purified, the connection is easy and we attain more power from him when him is like the supreme. Nisha says physically walking in nature can help me to find serenity and inner peace. Mentally, listening to calm and peaceful music can help me to find serenity. Serenity can be trained by increasing my self-awareness and self-control. Kavita says the benefit is that one feels free from stress. Lara says there is a benefit in everything. There are clearer thoughts. I feel more peaceful and calm, and solutions flow. It makes it easier to observe the detached form. So these are the benefits that have been shared. Is there anybody else who would like to unmute and say?
Okay, I would. I'll just summarize for myself.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Serenity for me, as we say, the serenity is in me in the first place. Like my mind or my soul is very serene, then it is easier for me to connect to myself, connect to the outer world, the people around me, and nature. And at the same time, I will connect to the Supreme as well. So, what happens is, according to me, my mind doesn't get ruffled by the situations, by people, and the serenity is within me. It's not outside. But when I'm serene, the outside world also helps me. That also becomes serene. So, as people say, like different people shared that nature helps, it is because the nature is calm. Like whether it is water or it is forest around you or even few trees. Like from my house, I see only trees. So that helps me, my mind right in the morning to become very, very peaceful, serene, and I enjoy my day, whatever I do. So calmness within you helps you to be unruffled by anything. And those vibes other people also can feel, and even they will be peaceful and nice to you.
Thank you so much. That is such a wonderful aspect that you have bring forth. That if you are serene inside, that is what you radiate, and also that is what comes back to you as well. So it's like a cycle. So you are at the center, you have the power to generate it, and then also again you get it back. Wonderful. Okay, so let's have a summary of all the wonderful sharings. Okay, so these are the sharings that we all shared. At physical level, if we are serene, we feel more relaxed, in harmony. And your physical health and resilience increases. At mental level, you have more calmness and there is more clarity. There is you're devoid of waste thoughts. At social level, there is more acceptance. There's more ease and confidence in interacting with people. There is more connectedness. You feel more connected. And spiritual level, there is more of inner peace. You feel more closer to the supreme, and there are clearer thoughts. So these were all the wonderful sharings from all of you. Thank you so much. And over to Sister Anu now for the next action planning exercise.
Thank you, Sister Priya. So today, as you are seeing, a slightly different sequence. We don't have the summary of the talk, as Brother Manoj mentioned at the beginning. We are doing the workshop first, and then the talk will follow next week in order to accommodate Sister Santosh's schedule. He would be speaking about Serenity next week. Today, of course, we are all eagerly waiting for Sister Elizabeth to share from her own experiences of beautiful serenity through meditation. But instead of the summary, now we have one more exercise. So such wonderful sharings from the beginning tells that we all love serenity. And it's worth it, right, to take a moment to think, realize how that value feels within and what benefits it brings, and how we can bring that serenity to our lives. So for that, we saw beautiful, we visualized our serene spaces. Maybe sometimes you didn't realize before. Today, you have that serene space next to you, around you, where you can go. And again, as we heard in that beautiful meditation, connect with the source of serenity and feel that serenity. That's our original nature within. So with all that, like I just wanted to summarize that a bit before we move on to our next exercise, that we all know how beautiful is serenity, so many benefits it brings. But when we are in action, so that's what also we brought in, as Michael brother said, that serenity is like one step ahead of peace, that while everything that's happening around you, are you feeling that peace within? And particularly at workplace, for our daily interactions, can we hold on to that serenity constantly? This is the action planning exercise. In this exercise, let's reflect on the thought that can we recreate the same serenity, the serene experience at workplace? And what can we do about increasing, enhancing that serenity at workplace? What would be the methods that we can implement practically, recreate or keep the same serene experience at workplace that we experienced when we were alone, when we are meditating in silence, we are enjoying our serene space at workplace? How can we enhance serenity? So let's take 1 minute to reflect on it, and let's So what are the various methods you can adopt to enhance serenity at work? I'm sure you have found some practical methods that you will implement from this week, and we would love to hear that. Would like to unmute and share. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, what I have been practicing to increase the serenity is that I have decreased the pace in my life. I have removed the unnecessary things on my daily routine, and I concentrate only on the worthy works only. And I do things slowly, deliberately, slowly, and I have stopped multitasking. So all these things helped me to increase the serenity. All the people have started calling me as slow. You are slow, but I like to be slow.
Slow in a productive way. Yeah,
Yes.
declutter our schedule and maybe thoughts. Well, sure. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah.
Yes.
If we watch people who are really serene, we are all are up to some extent. So those people, they are few in their words. They won't speak much, and they find it very difficult to even be strict with someone. Okay, at a workplace, it depends which role you're playing. Okay, you are a subordinate, you're a team member, or you're the team leader, or you are a position, you are a person with authority. So depending on that, you have to choose. Okay, so the words has to be few, and the unnecessary drama can be avoided. People who are really serene, who make it a point to you maintain that state of serenity, they are always avoiding unnecessary drama. And if the issues are genuine, then we can take a pause and then respond instead of reacting to things. And if the workplace is kind of challenging or toxic, then of course we need to avoid the unnecessary drama and respond only wherever it is necessary. And then one thing which will maintain the serenity is our need or the constant urge to prove ourselves right. Okay, even if we are challenged, or even if I am right, if I am not very eager to prove myself right, that itself helps maintain the serenity and the overall peace of that work environment. That's what I feel.
Right, beautiful point you have brought on, because at workplace competitiveness is there, or proving the self, but that is how we keep ourselves free from any waste, means anything that distracts me from I need to do. So slowing down and focusing on
Hello.
to do. So thank you, Reena. Very beautiful, many points you brought on.
Om
Yes,
Shanti. Hello.
yes, we are hearing you.
May I speak, Sister Anu?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me?
quickly. Yeah, we can take your
Yeah.
sharing. If you can briefly share, please.
Yeah. What my take on this is that usually when we go out for work, like for us doctors, I can speak from whatever I felt in my life, is that we get up with the energy that okay, we are going out to treat the patients. So that energy is not exactly a very positive energy. Instead, if you take the energy of healing with you, that I'm going to heal the patients, that gives you a broader perspective on the job that you are going to do. That is to bring a very wider and a very divine perspective to your contribution to the scene is the most vital thing I think we can do to improve the vibrations of the workplace. then when you are in that space, you want to give to the world instead of asking anything in return. I mean, whatever is due will come back to you, no problem. But instead of thinking that, okay, I have to get this out of this and this person or this, that energy is heavy and to some extent negative too. So I think we need to change our take on the um, from receiving to giving. That is the crux of the
Mhm.
this thing.
Receiving, giving. Beautifully said, the perspective has to be wide, divine, and broader. And it's about not being distracted from the purpose and my role. I am there, and bringing the perspective. Beautiful. Take healing with you as doctors. Thank you, Dr. Geeta. I just want to mention Sister Micheline, who is our French translator, is bringing attention to me that workplace doesn't mean only workplace. People may not be working in a workplace, but people always, we have special project or within a team, or we are working on something alone on ourselves. Everything applies to this workplace, that how can we be serene. So you're welcome to share, please. Brother Anil says, keep the place clean and remove the clutter. Very practical method to do to bring serenity. No distraction, physical distractions around. And Joan says, to be aware of where intellect is going, being attentive and visualize star or forehead or soul world as often as possible. Accumulate this for inner power and strength, freedom, being humble, egoless. So mainly, again, the essence is meditation, connecting with my real self, the soul, or the soul world, as more at Brahma Kumaris will understand. And Michael Brother says, by increasing my inner powers, I can express easily values and virtues towards all. I keep my pure intention to give. I am enriching the situation and the people. That thought will keep me serene and be helpful to the situation. Lara says, talk and judge less, see co-workers as brothers and do my job. Everybody is doing their best and we are sharing the world, right? Right. So beautiful sharing. So maybe let's wind up here so that we can listen more from Sister Elizabeth. We can see quickly a few seconds the sharings that you will be all receiving in the review materials. So if you haven't shared your contact with us, please share it with us, to everyone, or to myself or Vidhi, so that you can receive all these review materials with your sharings after the workshop. So avoid unnecessary thoughts, speak few words, avoid unnecessary drama, keep place clean and remove clutter, take a pause and respond according to the need. As doctors, bring the energy of healing, talk and judge less, see co-work ourselves. They also need to succeed. Everybody has to be happy as brothers. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Brother Manoj.
Right. So thank you so much. And thank you, Sister Elizabeth, for being with us half an hour before. It's a pleasure. And our time is very important, and we wanted to give you more time. So therefore, we are winding up early. And before I give it to her, we know Sister Elizabeth very well, but quite a few of you don't know many achievements of hers. And I requested her to please send me a few of them. I want to tell all of them elaborately. So I'll take my own sweet time to do that. Sister Elizabeth, don't mind me. We have 3 more minutes. Okay, before I tell you about her, it was she who was supposed to be with us on 21st of September, coming Saturday. And she reminded that, yes, I would love to do that because 21st September is actually the International Day of Peace. If you all don't know, just Google it. And there are many programs. We at Brahma Kumaris really capture this day and try to really promote peace and serenity. So there you are. And she was we are thankful to her because Sister Santosh had to fly to Armenia and serve there. So we preponed her, and Sister Santosh will be with us next time. So let us come back to Sister Elizabeth. She's a meditation teacher and practicing Raj Yoga for almost 40 years now. And as we speak, she lives currently at the retreat center Anubhuti, which is in San Francisco, where she manages various programs and retreats. And actually, the very good thing is she's being trained as a facilitator also. And she designs and facilitates a lot of retreats and seminars for personal development. She also co-leads the Brahma Kumari's environmental initiative in the US. And I'll tell you one more secret. She's a gifted actor and singer, trained at the American Conservatory Theatre. And she has toured with a one-woman performance called Songs of My Soul. So there you are. And we would love to listen to one of her songs, which she has sung in also Hindi. It's a mix of Hindi and English, the Om Shanti. So all of you, just wait for that, because in the end, when she gives us Drishti, the powerful vision, we'll be playing that song. Also, she is the co-director of the Anubhuti Retreat Center, and she serves on the US Brahma Kumari's national coordinating team. And she also serves as the NCT representative to the National Coordinator Network, also known as WINGS. As we have a lot of WINGS in India, around 1920 now, so she sort of works for the she coordinates all those for the US. And let me tell you a little bit about her childhood, that she grew up in the Bay Area and she started studying classical theater and performing arts, which was her passion right from the beginning. But at a very young age, she felt disillusioned by the stage and she began searching for more authenticity and meaning in life. And then she stumbled in 1985 at the doors of Brahma Kumaris in San Francisco itself, whereby after meeting Dadi Janki, she realized that she had come home, and thereon began an incredible journey of self-discovery, service, and pure love. You look at her, she's the most serene being which you can see on the planet, I feel. She moved to San Francisco Center in 1986, and she's been coordinating activities there since a long time now. And she's also led in 2004 the development planning team to renovate and open the Anubhuti Center. So she's right in the foundation of Anubhuti. And also, when Sister Shivani had toured in the US in 2018, she was there with her at almost all the big major cities of US, 18 cities, sharing her gift of song, which she sings. And in 2018, she was honored to be the Master of Ceremonies, we call MC, and perform at the international conference very much in India. It was Future Vision for a World in Transition at the City Fort Auditorium in Delhi. So with this, before I pass it on to her, a few more words and the poem as always on Serenity and her. So we have with us Sister Elizabeth, who's indeed so serene. Her magnetic presence and attractive personality is so pristine. In this world out there, where everyone seems to be so mean, she tells us, let's clear our slate of mind and make it clean, so that the Supreme can make us then into a divine king and queen, and help the soul sparkle with the Ruhani sheen. Ruhani is spiritual sheen. So let's connect to the Supreme by clearing our mental screen so that our inner nature reflects the outer nature of green, which then helps us to master our mind like a dean, so that everyone wants to meet us and is very keen. And finally, watching this divine drama unfold with its every scene as we lead a unique, special life despite being in a routine. So thank you so much. And with this poem, I welcome you a million times. And thanks once again for being there for the workshop before half an hour. Thanks all so much. And let me just tell you, we have a lot of doctors here. So quite a few doctors are new to this. I don't like to call BK and non-BK. That sounds very cliche. But they have started learning meditation. So if there's anything you want to say, how doctors can practice serenity in their profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manoj Bai, for that very gracious introduction. And if you're seeing serenity in my face, it's because I've been sitting for half an hour listening to all these wonderful responses on serenity. You know, I thought it was funny when I first gave you my typical bio in my, you know, here's my bio here. And you went, sister, could you give me a bio that's more alokic, more spiritual? I thought that was interesting. And I go, So I went back because, as you can see, I hadn't made any changes since 2018 because, you know, COVID and everything. It was just so busy. And then I'm looking at this list of accomplishments in service, and I was like, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, and then this feeling kind of, you know, we're so hard on ourselves. I mean, wouldn't you agree? We're so hard on ourselves and we do so much service, whether it's you're a physician or you're working in the environment or whatever work that you might be doing with a passion. We really have such a high bar, and we just have our eye on the target. We don't even see what it is we have accomplished. And then I thought of it even deeper. If I were to give you, Dr. Manoj Bai, a list of my alokik achievements, then it would be fearless in facing weaknesses, no matter what happens, and fearless in facing my own innate beauty. Taking on responsibilities, understanding that no one else is responsible for my feelings, tolerating violence and injustice in the world, love everyone and everything within the drama, despite that it's all falling apart. To me, those are accomplishments that we take with us and are near and dear to us, no matter what happens in the drama. But before I go into that scenario or a story, I'd like to tell you a bit of a story, but I wanted to appreciate all the insights and qualities that everybody brought to the table. And I like the difference that our brother Michel brought to peace and serenity, because we are peace, and that movement is serenity. And bringing that comment back to the image during the meditation, it was quite beautiful in how it depicted serenity. It was showing a kind of a plum background of a yogi sitting on a lake. That was quite a feat, you know, to be able to sit on a lake. And the terrain behind the yogi was rugged, yet the lake was pristine, calm, and clear. This is really a beautiful metaphor for the psyche, for the soul. I've used this metaphor throughout my spiritual journey as a way of checking how I'm doing. When the lake is calm and serene, everything's right with the world. And the lake will reflect what's happening in the world as it is, right? I'll peer into the lake and I see the mountains, I see the reflections of the trees, and if I gaze into the lake, what else do I see? I will gaze into the lake and I'll see gems, treasures at the base of the lake. And amongst those treasures, I will also see weaknesses, rocks, sediment, heaviness of sediment that's covering some of these treasures. But I'm at peace with it. I'm serene with it. And as I gaze at the reflection of the world, I can shift, right? That's my intellect, observing the mind. I can shift to the bottom of the lake. And then once again, I can see the reflection of my own image. And to see the kindness emanating from the eyes, to take notice of the serenity emanating from my own presence, my own being. So I hold that image with me, and then I bring that equation, I'm making parentheses here, and I add that, of course, another part of this formula is adding the divine, and that is Baba, God. And so that raises my bar, and not only that, it sheds light so that I can see better. I see clearly how the world is right now, unaffected. I see clearly my own divinity, my own importance in the part that I'm playing right now, importance of being that soul, the alokik achievements, and then clarity of my part in the drama, my role. And so that can be very blissful. It can be very fulfilling, enriching, and you want to share, you want to give. That lake is abundant. And if I could jump back to that metaphor, why are these mountain lakes so clear? Is because there is a subtle and constant flow. These lakes never stagnate. It means that we're always learning. We're always accepting from Baba. And with that, we're always bestowing and giving and purging what I don't need. So cleaning out the closet and just allowing that flow. It's very subtle. And that's what creates that clarity, is allowing flow. And also with any practitioner, Ayurvedic, homeopathic, or allopathic, I believe there's still that principle that is in all of these medical arts or healing arts, is there has to be flow with the respiratory system, with the cardio system, with the nervous system. And when there's blockage, I experience pain. I'll experience ill health. And then you could equate that when there's no flow with the mind, I would experience resentment, sedentary feelings, feeling stuck, trapped, depression, etc., etc. We won't go down that road, but you get the idea. When we stagnate, and then when there's turbulence, what happens? And this can be, like you said, at the workplace, how to manage the serenity in the workplace, how to manage serenity in even my own room, or a lot of us are working at home, or even in relationships, because that's where a lot of challenges show up, especially the close ones, the close, loving, what we call loving relationships, or those that we are in contact on a daily basis. And we have stone throwers, and that can be even events. It can be people. It can be the weather. It can be the health. And these stones are thrown in my lake, and they create a disturbance. And I can welcome the stones because it will also move some of the debris at the bottom of my lake. And as we know, we're all experienced here. We all in this wonderful classroom right now is a wealth of experience. And we know that behind every challenge or weakness is a gem waiting to be rediscovered. And I really adopt that philosophy from the beginning. I've always trusted drama. That was first thing. And of course, trusting God. And then trusting the family. That's a stabilizer. That my divine family and physical family are drawn to me. I have drawn them towards me spiritually and karmically for my benefit. And I've always adopted that understanding. It's always been clear to me. And that's where, back to my equation, this lovely, serene environment in the parentheses, and facing you, if I develop that equation and add cycles of life. And that's the proof. It's also not only proof in the authenticity of that serenity of stabilizing that experience, or you could, as Mike George says, insperience. I want to bring that insperience into experience with the cycles of change. And then D equals D. So this lovely, serene lake with the divine, with God, bringing that lovely environment, that experience into experience, where I can create new impressions and new karmic accounts, and also develop my integrity and authenticity and courage. And that will create my destiny. My thoughts, as you all know, create my trajectory. Every little thought. And I understand that no one can make me think anything unless I let them. No one can deceive me unless I let them. I know that's a bold statement, but we do get indicators, and sometimes our expectations and our desires are so high and so needy that I will not listen to the indicators that can help me and guide me away from difficult situations and avoid conflict or letdowns, disappointments, or deception. So now let's go back to this lovely metaphor of decorating myself. I love today's Murli Babas in the class that we had this morning in all the BK centers was about bringing these gems to the surface, and they're not the accomplishments in a sense of service or past achievements or the acronyms after my name. These accomplishments, again, are what I take with me, and they are developed through those other accomplishments, especially when I bring that equation together again, that spiritual dimension into everyday life. And I created a new mantra for myself. And yes, I've heard this mantra many times, but somehow in my psyche, from the beginning, I just felt it was arrogant to think that I'm a divine soul. It just somehow, I don't know why I thought that, but finally events evolved and I realized, wait a minute, my time is important. My words are important. My thoughts are important. My part in the drama is important. And I, the soul, am important. I am an elevated, divine being. I'm a loving, dynamic presence. And this finally came to be, and I'll just tell you kind of my little story here of evolution. And some of you here in the Zoom room have witnessed me going through some of these challenges. And it does sort of start where my CV ends at this point. And what happened in 2020 when the COVID hit and life shifted. And we lost some of our dadis. Actually, we didn't lose them in a spiritual context, but they transitioned, and whatever support system that I had developed with these souls was no longer available to me. And so that you went, okay, all right, it's time to step up. I get it. All right, drama. And then new skills came that I never knew I had, and that was producing videos, and beautiful videos. I was like, whoa, so surprised, and working with a team of videographers and design and using creative skills that I thought I had lost or forgotten. And that was exciting. And then drama dealt a card. And Sister Chandru, our dear Chandru Didi, left the body and transitioned for her new role. I never cried, although I might cry right now. I can feel it, the heat, sharing with you. I find that I miss her presence because she played such a key role with the retreat center. She played such a key role in the life of Sister Elizabeth and how she evolved. And many times I would find myself, in conflict with Chandru Didi, but that was part of my growth. And, in my ego or whatever, you could, easily say. And these are the opportunities, right, to bring us back to our serenity point, because that's how we know we're on track. And I'll just call it the serenity point, coming back home to ourselves, where I feel at home to myself. When I first walked into the meditation center in 1985, I don't know why, but I felt at home. I felt that serenity. I could see somehow my past, present, and future. There was something mystical about that whole episode of the honeymoon phase of my BK life. Now back to 2020 and Sister Chandru's departure. Then we found ourselves having to reorganize ourselves, and because of the administrative skills that I had developed and was doing with the San Francisco Center, as well as Anubhuti, at least this is how I understand it, Mohini Didi asked me to come on board with the national coordinating team. And that was an interesting challenge in different ways. And then I realized that Sister Chandru was, she seemed so like serene, especially in her final years after her stroke, and that she survived one stroke. And she was so ethereal. She was always serene. She had let go. She had all of us sisters empowered. She made sure we all knew our positions. We all knew what we were doing, all the financial things. And she had us all sign a piece of paper so that, you know, we knew that everybody understood. And it was for us. The paper was just really for us. And then she was free. I still haven't figured that out, that she just maintained that she was translucent, and people were like gobsmacked. They were like, wow, Sister Chandru has really done a 180. She's just totally, because she had this authority about her, which was very attractive. But then mixed with that was this ethereal, angelic benevolence. She was constantly giving. And to witness that shift in her was very profound for this soul. And so when she had her final moments and left, I just sort of hunkered down and took on responsibilities. And it took 5 sisters to carry out what one Didi, in a practical terms, okay, and spiritual terms. And a lot of the things that she was protecting us from, we never knew until we started to take on that mantle. And my appreciation and love for that soul has really gone off the charts. And so with that, it has really helped me, you know, develop these qualities of strength. However, I was becoming hard. And I don't know what it was, but I think because when COVID started to dwindle out and we started to do the rollout service in a physical way, and then our 20th anniversary, which was in June, and we decided to do a major landscaping project, and I usually head those projects, and my health began to deteriorate. And so that by the time we had the anniversary program, the body was in so much pain. Now, I don't want sympathy. I'm just illustrating this brick wall that I've created for myself. but I was having to sleep sitting up. And it was just carpal tunnel, but it was a severe case of carpal tunnel that would affect both of my arms. And if I laid down flat, the numbness and pain would come back within a few minutes. And there was no time to feel sorry for myself, you know, and nobody else had time to feel sorry for me or help me. You know, I was just trying to get everything done. Okay. And then you work really hard. Now, some of you may know this. Have you ever had this experience where you have this deadline, you work so hard, you do everything you can, and you make sure that everyone is acknowledged, and you know, and so many beautiful, wonderful people came, and they were so appreciative of the work that we've done over the decades. Our friends and colleagues and new friends and neighbors and community and students. But in that, when you're in this mindset, you know, of pain, right? And now go back to the lake. You can see where Sister Elizabeth was at that moment. And luckily, I was able to see the doctor. He did a cortisone injection, and then the pain started to subside. And then the lovely celebration was over. And then some other symptoms arose, and some other health issues came up. And I was going, oh my God, what is this? The magic 65. When you turn 65, everything falls apart. And I was like, what is going on? And then believe it or not, just the other night, I'm sitting in Baba's room, in our meditation room, and talking to God. And I just felt like I was looking God in the eyes. And I just let it all go. And I let it go with a sense of purpose. And this is where this mantra kind of took birth, or actually anchored itself. It was always hovering around. And that mantra of, I am an important soul. I am a divine deity soul. And I am just trying to express this experience where it was just it was coolness. And it was a feeling that I had with Baba when I first came, you know, to Baba, to the Brahma Kumaris. It was sort of that honeymoon, intimate connection. And I just, you know, welcomed that experience. And I looked in my mind, like I'm looking God in the eyes, and I'm just kind of going, where should I be? What should I be letting go of? I don't want to lose this table. Somehow a word table came, of serenity. And it's like a table that has one leg in the middle, and it needs to be balanced. And I still have that image of the lake, this serene plateau, and then also this plateau of a table when it's engaging in these. I think part of the challenge is also this sense of wanting to acquire these physical accomplishments that, oh, once I get here, then I'm there. Do you follow me? Oh, once this is done, then I'll get there, right? You go to college, oh yeah, once I graduate, then I'm there. Oh, once I've got my job, oh, I'm there. But you're never there. You never really get there. at least in my experience. But in my inexperience, thank you, Mike George. In my inexperience, in this beautiful, powerful moment with God, it was just this feeling that no one can take this from me. And I thought of challenges or fears that could pop up, you know, worries, concerns. And I went, it doesn't matter. I know who I am. And now I'm remembering my dadi, our dadi. I know who I am. I know who I belong to. And I know where I'm going. That brings me serenity. So, how are we doing for time? I forgot where we ended or began.
Serenity with you. We have a lot of time, don't worry.
Okay.
25 more minutes, so you can please go on. No problem. 25.
Okay. Yeah, I was getting lost in Baba. So, anyway, just for note, my health is fine. I don't have any fatal diseases or anything like that. It's really just comfort zone and things that need to have attention. But they were also signals that, you know, I'm not doing this the right way here. You know, my body is telling me wrong way. And I began to immediately start making choices that would help me to maintain this lovely plateau, this lovely glass, fluid table of thoughts, and you know, maintain that. So really, that's the gift, actually, that this classroom is giving to me, this soul, in reflection, pun intended, to reflect on and to identify and name what is key. And I would call this lovely, like, okay, if I am peace, then my navigator, you know, because I want to be, you know, I call it GPS, the God positioning system. And that how I know I'm on track and that I'm connected with the divine is that I'm able to maintain that lovely plateau of serenity. And that's how I know that I'm able to weather the challenges, let's say in relationships. These stone throwers might be in my life, and some of the stones are gems and they're offerings. And because everybody has some stones that they want to offload, and we will, you know, will take personally other souls, other people's offloading. How is that possible? How is it that I would take personal anything that anyone would say, even if it was true, that that other person might be fixated on a defect or a weakness? And of course, forgiveness is a wonderful remedy to keeping the lake serene. And I've developed this saying, to forgive is wonderful, and to forget, but also to forgive in advance. Anything that could or can or will happen, that I go with the flow. I maintain that flow so that my table maintains that clarity. And I love in the class today about being careful about this lovely, balance of arrogance and insult. And if I want to, what this game I play with myself, if I want to overcome arrogance, then I need to overcome insult. And if I want to overcome the effects of insult, then I need to overcome arrogance. And this was Abhiman and Apaman in Hindi. It's interesting how we play this game of contingency, where I'm only happy if only this, then I would be happy. It's a bit like, oh, when I get there, but I never get there in the sense of achievements, because I'm right here. Why do I need to be happy by being over there? And even when I get there, I'm still here. Do you follow what I'm saying? I hope that this moment with this lake and the condition of the lake, of my mind, of my well-being, of my challenges, of my accomplishments, that's what I have right now. And this is the most important thing, is this moment, because this is the only moment that I can change. And when I'm investing my peace of mind out there in the future, or wagging my tail for my accomplishments of the past, then I miss this present moment where I have opportunities. Yes, challenges and these opportunities. And if I'm back there in the past, or I'm hunkering for the future, then whatever balls, I call them, in sports, if, when you throw the ball, are you ready to catch it? And I have this lovely habit of saying yes, and it's good. Yes is good. But I've also learned that no is also a complete sentence, and I don't need to have any excuses after the word no. If I'm coming from that serene place, from that place of clarity, then it won't create questions in others' minds if they are requesting me to do something. And I would just say no, and maybe add a sentence if their clarity is needed. But for every item that I give as an excuse, have you noticed what happens when you give a lot of excuses? That gives more fuel to the fire, more opportunities for your, I'm going to say opponent, to give reasons why, they want it their way. And so it even makes you more off-centered, and you feel even more anxious. So keeping that center point, that GPS, is so key. And the answer that we get in our class, the Merle, every day: remember me alone. Remember the self, and remember Baba. That's it. That's serenity. If you were to say, what is serenity? That is serenity. And it raises the level or quality of that serenity. That it's, yes, I am a peaceful being, but the movement of serenity in action is breathing in that divine presence and my self-respect, divine presence of Baba, of God, and my self-respect, and thinking. And, you know, it was even in a recent class in the Murli, you know, are you really having pure thoughts? Are your thoughts pure and divine and benevolent? Do you have good wishes for everyone? Everyone. Whether it's a political leader, whether it's the injustices that happen in the world. This is hard for me. I have an advocate spine. I probably was a freedom fighter in my past life. You know, we're drawn, we're ancestor souls. We're drawn to sustain the tree. And it's really hard to see it or witness it falling apart. But it's part of the cycle of life. We know that. That's why spinning, this is also lovely by understanding the seasons of time and spinning the cycle. I thought that was funny because yesterday it was about being the lighthouse in the class, in the Murli class, about being the lighthouse. And one sentence was, keep peace in one eye, right? And the land of peace and the land of happiness, which means that that's my perception. And the more that I sustain that perception, that vision, then I'm invoking that land of peace and land of happiness. So you could say serenity in motion, peace in motion. I love that. Thank you, Brother Michel. And, you know, and then you're a beacon. So that image of beacon. But then he said, wait a minute, that lighthouse spins. Then he says, one eye is the land of sorrow, and the other eye is the land of happiness. Whoa. So if I get caught on the perimeter of things falling apart and my, whatever it is that my accomplishments and whether I get credit for my accomplishments or not, all of this game on the periphery, I'm not in the center. I'm not in the axis of the spinning, of the drama of life. And so again, the wonderful remedy of connecting with Baba, with the divine, knowing who I am, and knowing who I am throughout time. Whoa. That totally puts a whole new perspective when I see myself as that divine presence, as that deity presence, as that angel presence. And the angel would be serenity, peace in action. I'm not of this world, yet I am affecting this world. And so keeping that land of sorrow, yes, it's falling apart. And yep, I'm headed, I know where I'm going. And yes, that's just the game of the seasons, but I'm connected to the seed. And so by connecting to the seed, I know that, whoa, I'm putting my thought energy, my word energy, my karmic energy, my karmic influence, and I'm investing it like soil. And I'm investing that seed in the soil of my consciousness and in the soil of my karmic return. So I'm going to try that out. It feels really good to me, and this was the gift that I experienced, the other day, and that I just remain in that axis, and you're almost creating sort of in that spinning a vortex, not to create a whirlpool of whatever is happening, or maybe whatever karmic accounts are finishing. They're merging, they're being merged. But if I say don't come, why, and resist what is happening and demand justice when justice is unfolding right before my eyes. So if I have resistance to what is destined, then I'm going to be stuck. I'm allowing stuck energy into my plateau of serenity. And so whatever life may do, that whirlpool, that vortex, but then I use that whirlpool to also disseminate that serenity. Because like even in the hurricane, right? The lovely metaphor of the eye of the hurricane, all this turbulence is happening around you, yet where's my position? It's in the center, and it's tranquil, and it's peaceful, and nature will do her work. The governing systems in the world today will do their work. Drama will do its work. God is doing his work through the children, through the souls. And I, the soul, surrender. When I surrender and maintain that center point with the divine, perhaps that's what's allowing that spinning, right? That vortex of energy. And it's not like I'm going to say, hey, stop, but use it to disseminate peace. I loved what one of the participants said. The doctor said, we have to give. But of course, I need to be in that center point to successfully disseminate this lovely vibration of peace and love and serenity. People want so much to come home to themselves. They're so hungry to find that peaceful center place that they call their own. It's mine and no one can take it from me. I mean, and to be able to, come home and allow myself to serve on that mental level, that thought level. But I have to examine, what are my thoughts? Do I think less of myself? Do I think less of that person? Do I think less of this situation? What are my thoughts? And we all know what is. We know what serenity is. We know what peace is. But how to sustain it. And this is what I call calisthenics of the soul. Calisthenics are those types of exercises where you have to hold a position for a long time. And in the military, I think they have them hold buckets of water. It's another way of, developing strength. But this, we're able to define these values. This is so important to be able to do this together as a pool of minds that are sharing their ideas and validating our experiences and today of serenity. And not falling prey to this contingency that my happiness is contingent on my environment, is contingent on what others think of me. That's, I mean, I guess you could say serenity is a power. Or it's the peace is the power, and serenity lets me know if I'm honoring my peace, if I'm honoring the system of serenity, of flow, of being able to use my serenity to constantly glean from the wealth of my lake and uncover or rediscover these gems, this beauty. And then to see the world and constantly stay in that place of reflecting and seeing the world from that plateau, that serene plateau, and to see the world as it is, but also what it will be, what it was, and what it needs now. What transfusion does this shift and change, this vortex of energy that is happening? What is it that I am infusing into this needy world? If I resist, then I'm going to get caught and I'll get depleted. If I judge others, I will get depleted. If I judge myself, I will get depleted. I love this saying, I forgive myself, I forgive others, and I forgive those that have witnessed my mistakes. I forgive myself, I forgive others, and I forgive those who have witnessed my mistakes. Sometimes when my mistakes are made visible and someone makes a comment, then what do? Part of a game of resistance, what do? Any thoughts? If someone witnesses my mistake, I'll immediately start seeing their defects. I'll put them down, you know. It was my mistake, but I'll want to put blame on the situation. And the more, again, more excuses, more blame, more of all of that, I'm getting caught into that negative whirlpool. I'm not facilitating an infusion of positivity. I'm actually welcoming resistance to that serenity, resistance to that peace, because I'm resisting the flow, because it's also an anecdote, this flow. It's flushing, it's constantly flushing, and drama is helping me. My relationships are helping me. God is helping me. And I am helping me if I can stay present in that center point as the lighthouse, allowing Baba's energy to flow through me. When I flow with the drama, when I flow and let, okay, my mistakes or whatever negative karmic returns surface, okay, thank you, drama, thank you, next, right? It's done. And whatever accolades come my way, thank you, next. if I build my self-respect only on the temporary achievements, fear will develop, right? And once fear is in the works in my thought process, immediately ripples begin to emerge in my lake. Fear is just like why I think fear, once we introduce a single fear, it just sort of like is a domino effect, and all these other kind of insecure feelings begin to surface. And it's fine when we get challenged and a fear emerges. It's fine. Welcome that. All right, I see you, right? Maya doesn't want to be seen, right? So I see you. All right, yeah, there you are again. It's usually the same one, the same kind of thought, same kind of negative mental identity that I might have. And then I'll just, depending on the situation, if I'm connected with Baba, Baba will give me, God will give me that indicator on how to handle that moment, that situation. Oh gosh, so many wonderful experiences in just sitting in the meditation room with an issue and just letting it go. Now, what should I do? And then an answer comes. And that hot iron ball becomes liquid, it just falls through your fingers of your mind. And you go, how did that happen? And you get this wonderful download, this wonderful insight. And usually it's, something you didn't think of before that allows that flow. And that's how you know that it's the right answer. That there's no more extraneous thoughts. There's no more turbulence. And when my lake becomes serene, I get my lovely serene plateau back, then I know that is the right answer. That is what will serve the soul, me, and automatically will serve the situation and that other person. And then I finish that karmic account. If I don't finish that karmic account, then it'll be finished with somebody else or reemerge in another relationship or situation. So it's this lovely respect for the self, and that's what keeps me, a lovely regard for this wonderful life, this wonderful spiritual life, and for this family, for each of you. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful journey of serenity and really the amazing lake example, which was coming every now and then. It's wonderful. So I'll request now Sister Claudia to please propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Sister Claudia.
Om Shanti. It was a pleasure to hear you today. You talk so beautiful, and so many people say how much they got from you today. So it opened up, a lake for us and make us to understand more and more how to live this life more serene. Because at the end, nothing matters, no? Nothing matters. It's just to go, like you said, with the flow. But then we need to make our way to the lake have the lake very peaceful, and then life becomes peaceful. Otherwise, it's just always a disturbance on the lake. And that's why the lakes are not so nice, and we like to watch the lake because they flow just no matter what you have on the way, they just keep flowing, So it was wonderful. Thank you very much, my dear sisters. Thank you so much. I am sure that everybody has a heart full today with you. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Sister Claudia. And I'll just quickly do the announcements. And if I can just request all the participants who want to be photographed on this Serenity workshop with Sister Elizabeth, please switch on your video cameras. And now you'll see Sister Elizabeth, many will start opening up. That's good. So let's quickly look at the announcements. We are on 99th episode, Serenity, as I told you, with Sister Santosh Didi, who is the director of Brahma Kumaris at St. Petersburg, Russia. She'll be with us next Saturday. And yeah, we finally are reaching 100th episode, and we'll be having it with all the beautiful Rajyogis from Peace Village, USA, New York, USA. So we have Sister Dr. Kala Iyengar and also Sister Claudia. For some reasons, the photo is not coming up. Some technical error, we'll look into that. We'll be sending you the links, we'll be sending you the flyers, so no worries. And I have few like Neelam and Shiksha, so you have sent in your numbers. Fantastic. If there are any other new participants who want to be a part of the series, we'll send you all the links and all the materials. So please share in your WhatsApp numbers and email addresses. And we are really coming to a close, not with 100. We have 108 episodes going on till February, and after which I think we'll be stopping. Okay, we go on with the workshop with another Rajyogis from this part of the world, India. Both of them are senior Rajyogi sisters and also seen on the television in India, widely loved by the Indian audience, Sister Deepa and Sister Shreya. She'll be there, both of them will be there, sorry, for the workshop on Saturday 5th. And after that, we have our silence retreat. You see the beautiful curtain I just noticed it now on the softness, gentleness. I forgot to tell you the value they are covering is softness and gentleness. So there you are. And we'll have our 4th anniversary celebrations. I'm excited to share that later with you all, not now. Let us spare the excitement, some more excitement for next time as well. And let us just now quickly share our videos. Yeah, and over to Sister Anu for just take yeah.
We really love this moment to take the photo with beautiful Sister Elizabeth. Really, you have filled us so much, bringing attention to the self, loving the self, in the lake, beautiful, serene. Thank you. Got the photo.
Thank you so
I
much.
thought, I know we're running out of time.
Sure.
But I had a thought to ask Sister Elizabeth if she can. I know we'll have meditation with her drishti with one of the songs, Om Shanti Om, that you have sang. But can you sing just one line of There Is Only Love? Can you? I would love to hear that. We all would love to hear that.
How is your time?
Maybe 1 minute you sing, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
we are okay?
There's nowhere.
What was that, brother?
We are good.
All the time in the world for your beautiful song.
I just go to Baba when this happens, and I guess when any of us do something in remembrance of Baba, we'll feel his energy. And of course, I'm also remembering all of you. You're my family, and I love all of you. So in this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I think I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear Shiv Baba sweetly say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love, godly love, family love, daddy's love. Om Shanti.
So much for the wonderful song. And we'll take a few minutes drishti with the song being played in the.
Thank you.
We'll still take your drishti with the song you have sang, Om Shanti Om. Okay, I'll play that in the background.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. I'm a peaceful soul. ये ध्वनि मंगल ध्वनि है. Om Shanti, Om. This sound is a sacred sound. Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. I'm a peaceful soul. बड़ा है सुख कर ये मंत्र मन हर. Om Shanti, Om. This great mantra brings such happiness that surrounds the soul. Om Shanti, Om. I'm a peaceful soul. All sing out the sound Om Shanti throughout the earth and sky. Throughout the earth and sky. Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. Sing Om Shanti, burn negativity in the fire of God's love. In the fire of God's love. Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti की महिमा समझे दुनिया की हर खोज. Tell people everywhere the sweet meaning of Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti kindles the light, giving life to the soul. Giving life to शक्ति से पत्थर भी होता मोम The power of Om Shanti can melt the hardest stone. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti Om.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Queen.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.